Dun, 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 dun.
For a major company looking to position themselves in the eventual future as an entertainment rival to Hollywood or some form of competition for them in that space, I'm very impressed with what I've seen with the Daily Wire thus far. And I've been a fan of a Daily Wire platform for a very long time. They've been looking to get into the entertainment business and produce some content that perhaps Hollywood might not always, jump on. And so far from what I've seen from the Daily Wire, notably this is their second film, although they've been saying, at least in the recent couple promos I've seen, sort of their first original picture. It's not technically their first distributed, I believe. I might be wrong with some of that terminology, but Run, Hide, Fight was marketed as theirs, even though that did have a bit of awards presence before, but that was a picture. And I believe that was also done in association similar to this one with Voltage Pictures. That was another one of their movies. But this film has looked very good, and I will say again, for a studio that's looking to get into this space, they're doing a pretty good job within the marketing side. I mean, consistent with other major releases that you see in Hollywood, you've got the full trailer run. We've had a teaser trailer, we've had the main trailer, and now we have a final trailer, which came out a couple days ago, and I apologize, I'm late on the party on this. I meant to cover it early, I'm still in a catch-up phase of a lot of content I want to cover, so some things get buried down the list, but I'm covering it the day before, and hope I get this out today. We'll see. I'm going to try. But I'm very excited to watch the film. Of course, if you want to access the film, it is being marketed and published as a Daily Wire exclusive through, I believe, their main website, I think it's a website, or streaming platform, if you want to call it that. I'm not exactly sure, but if you want to subscribe, I forget the prices, but I'm sure you can find the tier list on the checkout part. But I believe they're running a code as well for this film, 30% off, I think, using the code SHUT IN. I think you get 30% off for whatever subscription you pick. I mean, maybe there's some other qualifiers there. But that's where you can access the film. Or, if you want to watch it earlier and for free, which, again, I am all for supporting the Daily Wire financially, but in terms of being another customer of theirs, and support some of their eventual work. Again, they're the ones who picked up Gina Carano after she was unceremoniously dumped by Lucasfilm, and now she's got the Terror on the Prairie movie that will be coming hopefully soon. I can't wait to watch it whenever it does. I'm a major Gina Carano fan, of course, as I'm sure many of you are aware from my past support and what I've said on this channel, and other videos that haven't been edited yet, but they are well on the list. Oh, if you don't know that I am now, you'll know in the future. But anyway, I'm very excited for that film. Of course, plenty of reason to subscribe right there. But if you want to watch it for free, tomorrow, and I didn't know this until I think a couple days ago, but they are putting out the film on YouTube. You can watch it, I would imagine, on a live 9 p.m. Eastern is what they said for the time frame. So I don't think they're going to keep it on. I think you'll have to go over to the platform if you want to watch it again. But if you want to watch it as a premiere feature, you can watch it on YouTube when they live stream it on the I don't know what channel they've got it. The Daily Wire channel. That's where they'll be debuting the movie at as I said, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But from what I've seen of the film, it looks like a very strong thriller. I didn't realize how, I've been noting this before. For one, I think the environment of the thriller is very nice. It's a secluded house, sort of like kind of like a countryside rural home. I didn't realize, though, how sophisticated this is. And I've been making comparison to other thrillers I've seen, some of which are in the TV space, because that's kind of what I've been watching lately. Just some TV films out there that I would imagine this is going to be a little bit better. But this movie, there's a promo I just saw, I think it's like a 2-minute video, I think it's from Ben Shapiro, one of the faces of a Daily Wire, he posted it. I didn't realize how sophisticated this movie is, because according to him, there's a layer in which the mom, I think he said is a former addict, and then the person coming in that she, unfortunately, crosses paths with in the home happens to be her addict husband, ex-husband, I forget exactly what the technicality is there. But that's a very interesting layer, especially in today where we have obviously a lot of drug issues floating around and, the fallout from many people going through the adversity that is addiction. I think it's a great layer to add. I'm very excited to watch this. Again, I've heard from his description it's very intense, which, of course, if you're going to have a thriller, it should be that way. But, I hope it's good. And maybe this isn't just, again, for me, there's a lot of reasons I see it, to support this film. But I'm interested in the prospect of looking at Voltage Pictures as well, of Fonder Eyes. I forgot this is coming out from them. I haven't checked out all their films. There's a bunch of a list I have to look at, but they're a studio that I'm rather mixed on. Some of their films I haven't liked, but my opinion was a bit soured of them, notably because they did that Ted Bundy film, Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. That was theirs, and that was distributed later on as a Netflix exclusive. And that film left me a really bitter taste in my mouth. I did not watch it. I covered the trailers, and there were a lot of reasons why I didn't think that was a good release. But Shut-In looks, it doesn't have that level of baggage. So I think this will be a lot better. And again, I am a huge champion of a Daily Wire, so I'm very excited to help support them and their future, cinematic endeavors. As we do diversify the landscape a bit that, has been claimed by Hollywood for so long and could use some worthy competition. We're going to go ahead and watch the final trailer for this first, and we'll talk about it more in my condensed review segment. Fun is watching the video together. I mean, if there's really anything you can support this film, it helps build the audience to the Daily Wire, and I'm sure Terror on the Prairie is going to do that. I'm not doubting that based on how many Gina Carano fans are, especially after her firing. Good job, Lucasfilm. You've inadvertently made her more famous. Let's give this a look. Here we go. I'll be watching it tomorrow at 6 p.m. I can't wait. And again, the film quality here is really good.
Sorry now. Sorry now. Whose heart is aching for breaking?
Jessica. I can smell the weakness from here.
Wow. In terms of painting a very ominous and creepy picture for a thriller, you are certainly producing some noteworthy efforts here.
Owes me money.
Let me out, please.
And there are probably many families to which this is going to connect with.
What good is this doing now? You had your way. I'm scared. Now you must pay.
Your daughter, she's very pretty.
Oh, gosh. Well, there are definitely points to this that you recognize this would not be a movie Hollywood. Well, maybe one studio out there might be willing to make this, but this is just not a major release that Hollywood would rush to put out. Notably, I'm looking at the undercurrents of the faith part. I'm like, hey, as a Christian, I love that. And that'd be interesting to see how that's explorative in the context of the film. I'm just looking at it being like Hollywood typically would not release this picture. Lionsgate may be, because they're the distributors for the American Underdog, the Zachary Levi film that the Irwin brothers are behind. They're also the ones who did I Can Only Imagine, I Still Believe. So there's a couple of exceptions, but even still within Hollywood. But I'm excited to see, again, a major company that is the Daily Wire, and they are a pretty big company from my understanding, get into the entertainment space, because there is a lot of potential. And again, what they're bringing on, they're very strong pictures. I do hope they get the level of recognition that I would say is definitely deserved, especially in the context of this one. Very strong filmmaking quality. I love the bleaker color choices. The rain is a very nice touch too. And these shots of it, for some reason, maybe it's just because my eye of like home furnishings and things like that. I don't know. It's something I noticed, but the floor design here, that really stuck out to me. Maybe everybody's like, you're watching this trailer, the floor design stuck out to you. I don't know. I kind of liked it, but it looks like a very well done picture. The aesthetics to a lot of our major thriller releases that I've seen are here. It has a very ominous tone. I'm scared for the girl. This should be interesting, again, addressing the issue of addiction within a family. This goes to drastic circumstances with the fact that the mom is within the confines of this room, and then she has to, I guess, through the fact that, Bible is conveniently there, but that's a very interesting layer to this piece. But the fact that, that one particular shot of the dad outside with the daughter, that freaks me out. Because my immediate thought is, what danger is this kid in? I can imagine for many people, and maybe not this exact circumstance, or... Well, potentially, it comes across as a very realistic thriller. I don't know, maybe if it's like based on a true story or anything. It's probably, I don't think it is. Otherwise, I probably would have noted that in the trailer. But I can see the real world parallels that many people who've perhaps been through the situation or have a story pertaining to addiction within a family, maybe with some other circumstances involved in there as well, that threat is very understandable. Looks like a good picture. I'm very impressed, and I'm absolutely behind supporting the Daily Wire on this one. Again, I'm excited for their future endeavors, and I hope this fares well. I mean, they're making it successful for you. If you don't, if you're not in a place maybe to support yet financially, they're making it available to you through YouTube, and of course, they can drum up some of the audience attention there, and of course, get some name press through that as well from people who've been like, oh, I got to see the film on YouTube, and they through word of mouth, talk to people, being like, hey, well, now you can go watch on the Daily Wire, and that can bring more people in to supporting perhaps good quality content. I'm impressed by what I'm seeing. I can't wait to watch the film tomorrow. What are your guys' thoughts with Shut In? Let me know down below. Again, I really like thrillers, and this does have an interest in me. Again, especially realistic thrillers. That has an appeal automatically. Don't forget all the good stuff, the like, subscribe, the sharing, that bell. Until I get to watch one from the Daily Wire's future endeavors, I think I've got one more thing to look at, actually, this movie. It's not direct. It's kind of a cute video. We'll take a look at it separately. But when we get to look at the Daily Wire's future endeavors at some other point, down the road, notably with Terror on the Prairie, the Gina Carano movie, hopefully that comes out soon. I'm still waiting. I will see you guys at whatever point that happens to be. But for now, thanks for watching this video. I'd love you guys. Don't forget to love yourselves, your fellow man. God bless, and peace.